Howdy, welcome to Shop Time. And today we're going to be working on our GMT 800 from General Motors. So the GMT 800 actually has multiple platforms in it, and it runs from 1999 to 2006. And there are many who say that it is the absolute best of the General Motors production line of their pickup and SUVs. Within the GMT 800 series, it includes Chevrolet, GMC, and of course, Cadillac. And we have multiple different vehicles that we can choose from, the primary ones being Silverados, Sierras, and of course we have the Tahoe, Suburban, Yukon, and Escalades in all their different flavors within those series. In this particular video, we're going to be replacing the rear struts for the rear glass on our Yukon XL. The ones that we have are very old and they can't hold it up anymore. And as soon as you lift it up, it likes to fall on your head. So we need to get those replaced so they don't hurt Mrs. Homeworld. I purchased this A premium kit with my own money, and it replaces both of the struts needed to lift the rear glass. This is the replacement model number 15029087. At the time of recording, I picked this up for about $21. So now we're going to be replacing these rear struts. Whenever you do this work, you definitely want to make sure that your head isn't going to be in the way. This thing is extremely heavy and there is no hold whatsoever with these old arms that are in here. So make sure that you don't get a bonk on the head, because that's certainly not going to feel very good at all. Before we get started on this, a real quick word from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legend. I'm just kidding, I'm not sponsored. So whenever we do this work, all we're gonna need is a small flat blade screwdriver to pry on our security clips that hold it on. If you are alone, just go ahead and rest it on your head. You can do a lot of this work with it just like that. If you have a second set of hands, ask somebody to hold it for you. All we have to do is we take our flat blade screwdriver, push it in, and we pull out on our clip. You can actually pull the entire clip off, but we don't have to do that. We just have to pull it a little way, and then we pull our ball joint completely apart. You can see that we have a very similar setup up here on the top, and we need to take our screwdriver and get it to go underneath and in between the pieces so that we can pry out on our safety clip. And then once you have it pried out, you can remove your ball joint. On the top part, you can see we have a nice little indentation here where our screwdriver can actually go. And that's what you're doing, is you're getting your screwdriver up underneath this clip. And what you have on the other side is you have the receiver of the ball joint, and then the clip is just this pieces of metal that are coming through that are actually wrapping around the ball. Now we have two different kinds of connectors, one that's going to be the upper and one that's going to be the lower. On our piston, we're going to want the one with the ribs at the top of the piston. You see they match up, and then the other one goes on the other end, and we simply screw them on. Now as you're doing this, you'll notice I'm holding the piston rod. I am not coming down here and holding the tube. If you do this and you're twisting it really tight, you can actually cause damage to the seals down here because you're gonna be twisting the entire rod. And you don't wanna go super tight because there's a chance you're gonna have to change the position of this whenever we put it on. Now, whenever we get this up in position, the clips are already in place, so we're gonna have to have this clip pulled out. Now, before we put it up, so my clip just exploded off of here, and that happens every now and then. These things can be a booger bear to put back on because you see just how tight they are here. You can actually use some needle nose pliers and you can physically expand the clip out and get it back around your piece where you need it. And some of these have different slides that allow you to put it on the end. Some of them don't. It just depends on the connector. We're gonna open this back up, put it on, and then we are going to move our clip into position. So now we're just going to pull our clip down and make sure that it locks in. Now we're going to take our other end and we're going to rotate and get it up into position. And we're going to have to do the same thing here. We're going to have to pull our clip out a little bit and then put our ball joint on and allow our clip to go into position. And just one good rod is enough to hold up this glass. And that's going to make our next side a lot easier to work on. Now that we have everything connected up, the first time you close this, go very gentle. If something is binding, figure out what's going on, because if you just slam this glass and something has bound, this is all glass. All of this, the whole thing. So if you're trying to just slam it closed, there is a good chance you're going to shatter the glass if you have something put in incorrectly. So nice and gentle, make sure that everything works the way that it's supposed to, that it moves freely, and then just slowly work it down, making sure that you don't feel anything that's binding the entire way, and I don't. So there we go, good to go. Very, very simple job. And for $21 or so, for something that can cause a lot of pain on your head if you let this thing accidentally drop on you. So thank you for joining me today with Shop Time and working on my GMT 800. If you have any questions about the work that we did, please be sure to leave it down in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. Thanks for watching.